Austin Buttmunch and Zoe Krabby Patty star in Caught Stealing. This is a highbrow channel. Subscribe. It's an R-rated hour and 45-minute caper directed by Guy Ritchie. Is what I thought from the trailer. It's actually directed by Darren Aronofsky. The man, the myth, the legend that makes me look at Jennifer Connelly in a much favorable light, thanks to Requiem for a Dream. Let's talk about Caught Stealing. This is going to be a spoiler-free review, but if you find yourself captivated by the commentary, feel free to, for real life, subscribe to the show Adam Does Movies on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. I would appreciate it. All right, what we have here is an Austin Butler vehicle. He plays Hank Thompson, a chips-are-down alcoholic just trying to make his way through the topsy-turvy world we call the 1990s. He's a bartender in New York. By law, Hank should be a New York Mets fan. He opts to instead root for his favorite team, the Giants. Hank was a very good baseball player himself in high school, but that ship has failed, and so now he lives a life that's very quaint. A very, how you say, look out world, I've given up on life. Joining him in his pity party is Yvonne, played by Zoe Kravitz. She's a far more optimistic character though, someone that he definitely needs in his life, considering everyone else is pretty rough around the edges, to put it gently. And rough around the edges, to describe Matt Smith's character Russ, is about as generous as someone could possibly get. Charitable, you could say. Russ, looking like a reject from the Warriors, has to take a leave of absence from his day job, which is questionable at this point, to go see his sick father, leaving behind a mystery object that a few seedy individuals are after. And unfortunately, our poor Hank is going to get caught up in the middle of this. I'm not going to go any further into the plot than that. We do get a few different colorful characters that show up. Vincent D'Onofrio's in this. Liv Schreiber has a small role, and even Bad Bunny shows up again. Bad Bunny's got a hell of an agent to keep getting these roles. And how could I possibly forget Regina King? Or should I say Regina Queen? Because she's just delightful. Speaking of characters, we can't forget our furry friend. We have a cat in this movie, almost steals the damn movie. And that's mainly because Aronofsky does some really weird close-up shots on the cat, seemingly for no reason, outside of he was distracted while filming and like, look at the cat! It's so cute. Now, the cat's solid, though, and absolutely delightful to watch. There were a couple moments with this feline companion, though, that almost pulled me out of the movie, and these were CG shots where the thing was clearly animated. The most noticeable one is when it hisses at someone. The mouth just looked completely unnatural, and if I find out later that that thing was actually real and there was no CG, then, well, I have lost my mind, because it looked pretty damn fake. Caught stealing? More like cat stealing. Wipe out. Overall, I would say Caught Stealing is a very familiar, very formulaic, yet very watchable film. Wasn't amazing by any means, but I had a good time with this one. The first 20 or so minutes kind of takes its time, moves a little slower than I think it needs to. A 90-minute movie here would have been perfect. And I joked about this being a Guy Ritchie movie earlier, and that's because the trailer kind of gave that vibe. I do think Guy Ritchie directing this might have been a little bit more interesting than someone like Darren Aronofsky. That's not to say this is poorly directed. It's actually shot very well. Although there's some artificial grain, I don't know, maybe it's the cameras that he's using, but it was pretty noticeable and distracting, especially when there's a flashback sequence. That grain is out of control. Aronofsky here uses some drone shots that are absolutely beautiful and probably the best use I've seen of drones in a movie yet. Some of the shots, mainly one where Austin Butler's character is climbing out the side of a window and you get this hovering camera slowly pushing in on him. It's beautiful. It's cinema, baby. Since this takes place in the 90s, the production does a great job of showcasing that, and the music, oh my God, the music is just everything you remember if you were born in that time frame. Closing time hits the jukebox. You got Smash Mouth thrown in for good measure. And when we flash back to an earlier part in time, we get Scorpions Rock You Like a Hurricane. You can't go wrong. You just can't. And you really can't go wrong with Caught Stealing. The name, of course, being a play on words, a pun of sorts, because Hank likes baseball. Caught stealing second, caught stealing third. And also something's taken in the movie. These are the kind of facts I bring to the show. I call them Adam Fun Facts here. As far as the performances go, everything's pretty fine. Austin Butler, I've seen him play kind of the same dude in the last 3 or 4 movies. I can't say I'm blown away by him, but Matt Smith was definitely the MVP in this movie, almost unrecognizable as the hardened friend slash neighbor slash taxi driver character reject. I mentioned Caught Stealing's pretty formulaic and very predictable. I was calling out to my buddy, he probably didn't want me to after the 3rd or 4th time, everything that was going to happen 15, 20, 45 minutes before it did. You can just kind of pick up things as they go in movies like this. Oh, they mentioned this thing, so we know that's going to happen later on. And oh, they took the time to focus in on something over here. That's going to be important about a half hour later. And even though that predictability can come off a little disappointing after a while, it also showcases a very competently written script. So it's fine. It's fine. Caught Stealing was a fun, good flick. I don't think you need to rush out and see this one, but it's better than all the crap you're getting at home on streaming, so maybe it is worth your time. And there you have it, Caught Stealing. A couple zany characters, a little bit of action sprinkled here and there, some decent chase scenes, some cool cinematography from time to time, minus a little bit of that extra noise they're putting on the film. Yeah, it's a pretty easy watch. You can't go wrong with this one, I don't think. Let me know if you saw it, though. Please, again, think of subbing to the show Adam Does Movies on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. I post movie reviews every week, multiple times. It's all free of charge here, and I would appreciate it if you join me. If you're on YouTube, feel free to comment if you saw the movie, like the video, and hit the notification bell. They're extra steps, but again, no cost, no charge. It's a great deal over here. And now would be an excellent time to join because we're rounding out the rest of the month here in August, and I'm going to be putting together my worst and best of the month. It was a very positive one overall, with only a couple duds, one of them being one of the worst movies of the year. Technically came out at the end of July, but I saw it in August, and yeah, that's going to make the list here. Okay, that's all I have for you. Hopefully I see you next time. Take care. If you appreciate my content, I am a one-man band. This is a ton of work, and you want a way to give back. Head on over to patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. There's tons of exclusive perks over there. Look at these awesome supporters so far. There's some of the best people on this planet, and you could be one of them. You could be right there alongside, and I would appreciate it.